please.
Very good morning to one and all. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank Professor for a brief introduction about me. Okay, thank you, sir. So today we are planning to discuss about a industrial automation. Okay, so today is even we can say this era is the automation world. Okay, without automation we may not survive. Okay, today the government has a main headache in a one type of automation. Anybody can guess? Any quick answer? Automation is a must for it. Government is also be a struggling lot. Okay, how to do that? How to proceed further? Okay, even a lot of worries. Even okay, in a production point of view as well as delivery point of view. So any guess? It's like coronavirus vaccination. Okay, so now what will happen? Everybody is our entire online activities on our college become a virtual online activities because of one corona, which is an unknown disturbance to us. Okay, how to control it? It's a very become challenge. It's nearly 1 year is gone. Okay, lot of problems which is happened now. It's a very happy that our Indian government itself, they invented a coronavirus vaccination. Okay, so that coronavirus vaccination, how to deliver? Okay, our population is around 300 crores. Okay, so how to able to deliver to all the peoples? How to track the peoples whether they vaccinated or not? Because already they have another challenge also. They have to put a 2 dose to the every individual. Okay, so everything now what will happen? This also be a one type of automation. Now the Bharat Infotech as well as the UK Serum Institute, okay, they are doing a mass production. Okay, so suppose if you want to involve your peoples in to produce a vaccination is around more than 1,000 crores vaccination they want to release. Okay, if you want to vaccinate whole India, okay, as well as a neighboring country. So it's become a lot of task for them because without the automation, so nothing is impossible. So the industrial automation is a era. Okay, whether it's maybe a vaccination distribution or day-to-day activities you can able to monitor. For example, okay, so because everybody is now busy with their online activities, we don't have a time. Earlier and all, what will happen? The meeting maybe happen in a particular period of time. Now they are telling that 10 minutes before you start MST or you start a cloud. Okay, you start a something. Okay, so immediately the meeting is happening. So one way there is a plus, one way there is a minus. Even nowadays we are attending a meeting even night 8 o'clock. That we never do it in our career. That may happen in a 1 day or 2 days. But now what will happen? Because of the frequent meeting. Okay, today also there are a lot of confusion myself and your coordinator. So why I'm telling is this industrial automation is the era. It is happen in a everyday activities. We can start from our morning onwards. I hope now everybody is you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in your home. Okay, so earlier and all organizer has to provide. Okay, now because everybody is a virtual. Okay, so whether we have to make it switch on our video or somebody can help us to provide a tea to listen this lecture industrial automation. Okay, so now why I am giving this type of example tomorrow morning onwards, morning what will happen? First of all, the tank has to be filled up with water. That's the first task. Okay, if the tank is empty, so the naturally what will happen? Our everyday day-to-day affair will be a question mark. So there may be a first automation to check. Okay, whether the tank is filled with a water. In case the tank is not a water, automatically what will happen? The motor will be switched on. Okay, it can fill up to a particular level. Okay, so everything is doing it. Now what will happen every day? Now the security manpower is another problem. Even though India has a large pool of manpower, still very difficult to get a person for a security personnel. Still that fellow is active or not. So the automatic intruder detection. Okay, that is also very important. So we can, okay, I can easily guess, okay, if suppose the unknown person is entering my campus, automatically I can alert my security or I can alert my secretary. Okay, the main person, automatically they can able to do that, why you are coming, what is the purpose and other thing. So the problem will be solved. Okay, so like that, a lot of things are going on, even automatic monitoring of car parking, automatic monitoring of every day. Okay, even what will happen, my friend also recently told, so now he has gone to US for his personal as well as his official work. Okay, so he has gone to US, but the aged parents in their home, okay, even though he put a secured way, but he has, fortunately he installed a camera. Okay, by sitting in a US, he is monitoring their health condition of his parents. Okay, so even what will happen nowadays, many sensor is automatically detect our temperature, ECG, everything we can able to monitor. Okay, the people sitting in a remote place, remote location, they can able to monitor, they can able to do some type of a aid when there is a abnormal happen in the particular parent. Okay, so like the lot of things which is happening because of the automation. Okay, even you can see that if you are seeing about 7 years before, there are lot of power cuts, lot of problems. Okay, now the power system becoming fully automated because of this. Okay, so the naturally what will happen, the power distribution will also become a automation. So the naturally the power, if you are getting in one place, the power delivery can be done in another place very easily. So the automation is the part and parcel of our life. Okay, even what will happen, the corona made us a big lesson to us. Okay, the homemade food is the best food. So now everybody is slowly started our office. Again, there is today we got the announcement from a Tamil Nadu government. The second wave is started in here. Okay, we have to be very careful. Okay, so but hope everything will go, because now we have a vaccination, now we have a medicine, now we have a very good practitioner. They know about what is a virus and other thing, how to treat a patient and other thing. So now the question is, okay, now everybody back to office. We enjoyed here 6 months, even though lot of problems which is happening during our lockdown period, still we have enjoyed with our homely food. Why not we can retain our homely food? So why not you can make it as a home automation? Why you want to cook once you entered in a house? Why not you can cook while doing a travel? Okay, so many of them you can travel in a train, many of them you can travel in a bus. Okay, why not you can, because everything is electrical items. Okay, why not you can do that? Okay, so the soon the robot will comes into the picture for cooking, cleaning, everywhere. Okay, even a washing of a particular one. Okay, so the naturally what will happen, whenever you comes, the everything should be neat and clean. Okay, how to make it, how to operate. Okay, so this type of a lot of things happen, industrial revolution, because of the industrial automation. So the automation means there is no human being. So or simply you can say, if you see about the 80s, the lot of protests happen. Okay, many people fear that they may lose a job because of the automation. But what will happen? The scientific community or engineering community like us, we proved that, okay, because of the automation, it fetches more job. Okay, more qualified job. Okay, so we have to thanks our engineering profession, especially information technology, instrumentation and control, electronics and computer science. All the branch merging together make it as a industrial automation become a more and more effective. Okay, so the now what will happen? So everything become a automation era. Okay, so the without the automation, there is no life at all. Even for example, even many of them you are going for a petrol bunk. Okay, many of them they are going for a petrol bunk. So what will happen? The automatic. Okay, nowadays soon it will come. Even in a foreign country already there, because there is no manpower. You have to swap your card or you have to show your identity. So automatically what will happen? You have to tell that how much petrol and diesel you have to fill up. Okay, so then corresponding amount it will automatically taken. So immediately you have to make it on a tube on your particular thing. Even robot also be deployed in many places. Okay, automatically it is filled up. So everything without a human being, the people are doing. Even automatic air pressure reduction. So like that, we have to start. We have to do that. Okay, so the automation is the era. Without automation, okay, there is no world is existing. Okay, so without automation, there is no world. So the automation is the era. The automation makes me as more and more more comfort job. Okay, so like that, lot of things which is happening in the case of your automation. Okay, so now today we are planning to discuss. Okay, there are some of the interesting topic like we will discuss about DCS, we will discuss about programmable logic controller. Okay, there are different industrial communication bus. Okay, so I have to transfer the information from process to controller, controller to again back to process. There should be a dedicated, that should be a secured line. So like that, lot of challenges which is happening to us to make it as a secured data communication. Okay, so the naturally we have to depend on a information technology. Okay, so how to get a information from a process by means of a sensors, by means of a signal conditioning, because of the conversion of analog to digital quantity. So we should have a, simply we can say, we should have a powerful data acquisition system thanks to electronic engineers. Okay, so the naturally what will happen? The sensor design, signal conditioning. So the naturally another part will be we have to store your data, large volume of data, and we have to analyze a historical data analysis and other things. So thanks to computer science engineer. So everything we are incorporating by means of a SCADA or PLC or DCS on a big process. So the basically this instrumentation engineer, they can borrow from all the fellows and make it everything as a effective. So he is acting as a interface engineer. So the naturally he is a paved way to create a industrial automation for a paper industry, pulp industry. Even every day we are getting a milk and other thing. So we are doing a automation in a oven or automation by means of a milk industries from a starting of a processing of a milk and make it as a delivery point. Up to a delivery point, everything is fully automated nowadays. Okay, no need. So immediately it will pack lakhs and lakhs of milk. Okay, so like that, the lot of things which is happening around us. Okay, so everything is become possible because of this automation. So without automation, okay, so we may not, even for example, simple automation, okay, for water saving. Okay, so the water saving, the people do is, if you put your hand, water will all automatically come. Energy saving, if you put your hand, automatically blower will be turned on. So like that, many type of a small automation also makes us a more sensitive. Okay, so that's what normally we can say, whether it's a continuous based control system or a discrete based control system. So the automation makes us more and more effective, more and more useful to us in a day-to-day life. Okay, so like that, lot of things which is happening around us. Okay, so the industrial automation, because of this mass production, there are a lot of challenges around us. It should be a scalable. Okay, it should be a reconfigurable. Okay, it should be a reliable. Okay, so the naturally what will happen, this type of so many challenges, so many constraints, so many environmental regulation. Okay, so the naturally you may not be able to do with even you may not imagine because of this the consumer expectation nowadays. Okay, so you may not satisfy them, okay, with respect to a human being. So naturally we need automation. Okay, so the automation makes us people life become a more comfort, okay, cheaper. Okay, so the naturally what will happen, the availability of product from here, different quarters in a short duration of a time, okay, and makes people have a more comfort employment. That is more important. Okay, no need. Muscle power is important. So hereafter, so the brain power is the very important. Okay, so the earlier and all, if you see around 50s and 60s, if you want to get a 70% of the job, your muscle, physical fitness, it should be a very important. Nowadays, what will happen if you want to get a job, your mental skill is very important. Mental stiffness is very important. Okay, so the brain should be very active. That's what now the people are expecting a soft skill. Okay, even if, for example, if you go for even a small marriage function, the videographing is done by means of a simple UAV system, simple unmanned aerial vehicle. Even you can imagine the UAV is flashing of a good smell water with us. Okay, even it is delivering a small flower to us, small rose to us, all the peoples. Okay, so whatever human being will do that, nowadays UAV is doing it. Even soon, I think it can automatically deliver. Okay, because of the corona, hygienic, lot of issues are happening, physical distance, social distance. Okay, even I'm telling you, even the soon, all these items will be delivered by the UAV. Okay, even it will deliver, okay, with a high quality, with a high precise. Okay, that type of technology is going on. Even nowadays itself with a UAV based videographing, somebody is sitting in a one room, they are operating, it is doing a videography. Okay, so every pixel it can able to take, okay, without affecting by others. So the naturally what will happen, because of the automation, so because of the automation, it creates, it's paved way for a more and more comfort to our human being. Okay, so how this automation is created in industrial point of view, how this automation has been evolved in the industry. Okay, what are the different concept from a old to a new up to a I4 standard, everything we are giving a some overview in this particular seminar. Okay, so I can stop for 2 minutes. If you have any doubt, any clarification, I am happy to answer you. So any clarification? My voice is audible?
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Participants can interact, sir, in case if it possible.
Pardon, sir?
If the participants interested, they can interact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Already somebody is there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody.
yeah. Okay, so any doubts, sir? Any clarification from your participant side? Okay. Otherwise, we'll move further.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now you can see that we are planning to discuss each and every one, okay, what we told now, okay, hereafter. So we'll discuss about a overview of DCS. So DCS is nothing but distributed control system. Okay, so what is DCS? It's like, the centralized power, okay, distributed among a many microprocessor or a microcontroller based system. So the DCS consists of FCU, field control units, data input output units. It's maybe both analog as well as a digital input. Okay, so it can able to do a very fantastic language. Okay, so it is like, it's a very user friendly one. Okay, so basically you can able to control a big plants, big continuous operation. Okay, I can always do that by using a DCS. So the next one is, so the next one is a PLC. Okay, that is programmable logic controller. Okay, so there even in afternoon also you have what is PLC and a basic instruction set, it is available. Okay, so professor from MIT, okay, she is planning to deliver to you. Okay, this is programmable logic controller. So mostly the DCS is evolved for a continuous operation. Okay, whereas in a PLC, most of the PLC will do a discrete based control operation. So it's a basically event based operation, like, when one switch is on, another switch is on, what will happen? Okay, so how long I have to operate a particular system? So there may be a basically it is like discrete event operation. Okay, it's basically the PLC is mostly on a sequential operation. Okay, it will always work under the sequential mode. Like one instruction is solved, it will go to next, it will go to next. Like that, it can able to do that. Then there will be a industrial communication bus. Okay, you may have a serial communication, or it may be a parallel communication. Okay, so even you can have a different type of a communication between a process to controller, controller to process, and process to HMI. Okay, process to controller to HMI, controller to HLCD. Okay, so like that you can have a different communication. The next one we are planning to discuss, like even a very communication bus, the very famous will be 4 to 20 milliamps. Okay, analog communication. Okay, so you have initially there may be a 4-wire transmitter, after that 3-wire. So nowadays the people using a 2-wire with 4 to 20 milliamps. Okay, earlier even a pneumatic also transmitter with 3 to 15 psi. So then what will happen? This 4 to 20 milliamps plus a digital. Okay, then it is called as a HART. Okay, so it is like highway addressable remote transducer. Okay, so it is called as a HART. Okay, highway addressable remote transducer. So it can able to do a both analog plus discrete. Okay, that is a HART. Okay, it is not HEART, it is a HART. Okay, it can able to do with both analog as well as a discrete mode. Okay, then you have a pure digital. Okay, that's what a field bus or a Profibus. Okay, even a Profibus also be very famous. Okay, so nowadays what will happen? Everything like PLC based and like automations in a very large sectors. Okay, so the factory automation is the era. Okay, they have evolved. Okay, with a standard which is called as the I4 standard, industrial 4 standard. Okay, they can able to do everything. Okay, some of the project which we are implemented, okay, in our NIT Trichy, okay, that is also we can able to discuss. Okay, so this is our overview what we are planning to discuss in this particular thing. Okay, so now we are if you see about the industrial automation, how it is evolved. Okay, that's what we are planning to discuss here. Okay, you can see about, okay, the first of all you have a manual control. Okay, that's what I told earlier. So the muscle power is a very important. Okay, you have a manual control. So the naturally what will happen? The muscle power. Okay, the people with a good muscle power, they can able to do that. Okay, because everything it is basically done by means of a hydraulic. Okay, and 80% it is hydraulic, 20% it's a pneumatic. Okay, so that type of scenario. Okay, so the muscle power is very important. Then the people started with a pneumatic based control, like you may have a bellows, you may have a diaphragms, and that based control. Okay, the people has generated even a PID control in terms of diagram, bellows, yes, etc. Then people life is become a little bit comfort because of the pneumatic regulation. There will be a centralized monitoring. So the people sitting on a remote location, okay, they can able to see what is happening in your plant, what is happening in your plant, what is going on, whether how much alarm has been generated, how much annunciator has been generated. Okay, so like that the people started to use. It is basically a pneumatic regulation. Okay, then the people started to use analog electronics. Even what will happen, the IC technology will comes into the picture. Okay, after sometimes even the VLSI, very large scale integration, that's a CMOS. Okay, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. The CMOS technology, VLS technology paved way more and more on a analog base. Okay, after that you have a very powerful data acquisition system. Okay, the data can be acquired by means of a sensor because of a signal conditioning. They can able to do a monitoring everything. So after this, everything communication they combine, okay, data analysis they have combined and make it. They found out a beautiful architecture which is called as a distributed control system. So it is also be called as a DCS. Okay. So the earlier, if you see about prior to DCS, there will be a DDC also, direct digital control system. So the direct digital control system, what they did is the entire plant is controlled by a one high-end processor. Okay. So the naturally what will happen, it is very successful. Okay. So integration is good, wiring, maintenance, operation, everything is good actually. So the direct digital control system, it's good in all operation, even a control operation, creation, adding, deletion, okay, tuning of a controller, everything is advantage. So it failed in a one aspect, but that failure makes very challenge to industry. Anybody can guess what is that problem in DDC, direct digital control? Anybody? Nilima madam, Professor Nilima work. Madam, audible madam? Or Mr. Prabhakaran? Hello. Just at least say hello. Then only I know that whether you are listening.
Sir,
Yeah. So, sir, introduce yourself, sir. A good name, sir. Okay. Professor Jayalakshmi Chakravarti.
Remote control.
Okay, I think they may have some audio problem. Okay, so we can continue further. So you have a powerful DDL. DDC, it has a main problem is single point failure. Okay, so like you know, there is a failure in a one part. It should not lead to a failure in a entire system. Okay, so suppose you assume that the dot gave us a very good, for example, if I am losing my hand, whether I may not survive, still I can able to survive. Is it correct? So the like that, even a one side the failure will happen. It should not migrate to the other side. Okay, that's a problem in the case of a direct digital control. So they may not be able to eliminate a single point failure. Okay, so that makes us, okay, they removed the disadvantage of single point failure. That's what they found out a very beautiful architecture which is called as a distributed control system. So in the distributed control system, what they are doing is this entire controlling power can be distributed among many microprocessor or a microcontroller based system. Okay, so this is the general evolution, how this is evolved. Okay, so that's what I want to discuss with you. Okay, so this entire thing, it is made as a very beautiful architecture which is called as a DCS, distributed control system. So now you can see that how this control system, how it looks like now. Okay, so it is like, this is distributor control system. Everything like, you have a transmitter here. Okay, this is your transmitter. This is your controller. Okay, so you are changing. This is final control element. Okay, this may be electrical drive and other thing. Okay, this is your LCU controller. Okay, so even you can say FCS also, feed control. There may be a redundant one. This is like, high level human interface, high level monitoring device, high level engineering station, or high level computing device like that. Okay, so this is a typical distributor control system architecture. Like that, you may have a more than 100 transmitter, 100, maybe around 80 actuator, controllers, maybe electronic actuator like this or pneumatic actuator. So everything is possible in the case of your thing. Okay, you have a annunciator, you have a recorders, you have an indicator. So whenever there is some exceed a certain limit, the alarm can be generated, the annunciator. Okay, so it's have a more efficient operation. Okay, you have a greater process reliability, better control, better visibility, and even you can have a graphical representation of the data, and you have a powerful electronic acquisition of your data. And the another advantage, okay, that's a main important. Even you can have a self and a detailed diagnostic function of a control system. So whenever there is some problem happen, automatically it will tell where is that particular problem happen, which location it is happen. Okay, it's maybe a problem due to what. Okay, it's can able to try because of the smartness has been introduced. It can automatically able to solve it on your own. Okay, so like that, lot of things which is happening in the case of your distributed control system. So you have a better efficient. Okay, there is no wiring problem and other thing. Okay, so maintenance is very easy. Troubleshooting is very easy. Installation is also be a very easy. Okay, you can have a more process efficient, more process reliability. Okay, you can have a historical analysis of data is also be a possible. Okay, you can have a graphical representation of data is also be possible. So this type of a entire thing which is combined, which is packed as a very beautiful architecture, okay, which is called as a distributed control system. Okay, so any doubt, any clarification? Okay, so the next one we are planning to discuss DCS architecture. So if you can see a DCS architecture, okay, there is a equipment level, there is a instrumentation level. Okay, so you may have a sensors, you may have a transmitter, you have a valves, everything. Okay, then a control level. That's what the people normally called as a, it is called as a regulatory level. Okay, this is normally called as a regulatory level. Okay, so the entire PID algorithm, proportional integral derivative, it is also be called as a universal controller. Okay, because the P, it can able to give a control action for a present error. The integral, it can able to take care of your past. The derivative, it is taken care of a future. Okay, that's what it is called as a present, past, future. So that's what it is called as a universal controller. Okay, so the all the regulatory level, okay, all the disturbance which is entering into a process, it can able to maintain at a constant set point by means of a regulatory level controller, regulatory level PID. Okay, the next one, it's a supervised level. So the supervised level, what it will do is, it is give you a optimal set point to a regulatory level. Okay, so most of the plant, if you can see industry, it will operate like, cascade like a configuration. So the set point will decide optimal set point for every loop. It can be able to decide by means of a supervisor level controller. Many type of the recent algorithm like a model predictive controller, optimization. Okay, so everything is run in a supervised level. Okay, so the management, the next is the management level. It can able to give you a task for your plant. How much production I have to do that. For example, you are in the month of October, November. Okay, suppose assume that. Okay, so you are doing ice factory. Okay, so naturally what will happen because of the corona, the marriage function is also be not happen. Because of the fear of the corona, the intake of ice cream also be less. So the naturally what will happen, you should not operate 100 units. You may have to operate only 5 to 10 units. Otherwise, what will happen? Everything become a loss. Okay, so the naturally the production, okay, for every month, what you have to do based on the market condition. So now you can see now the February, okay, March, okay, so the many marriages happen. So the naturally they can increase from a 10 unit to a 100 unit. Okay, again the people are telling there may be a second wave and like that. Even a Tamil Nadu government also announced. Again there is a possibility of fear among a people. Okay, there is a less marriage and other thing functions and other thing it may be a cut. Okay, then naturally what will happen again the production will decrease. So the everything is management decision. They will tell how much the plant has to produce for a month or a week or a day. Okay, that will be decided by a management level. So for achieving a management decision or implementing a management decision, the supervisor level will tell what is the optimal set point for a every loop. Okay, now the function of a regulatory level to maintain. Okay, so every process variable closer to your set point. Okay, so the purpose of the instrumentation, so basically you have a sensor, signal conditioning and transmitter. It has to measure a process variable. It may be a temperature, it may be a pressure, it may be a flow, it may be a level, or any type of information which is coming out a process, which has to convert, first of all, by means of a transducer, okay, which converts your process variable into electrical quantity. Then it will go to a transmitter. Okay, so it will convert it into a 4 to 20 milliamps. Then you can be able to transmit a variable from a process station to a control station. So the most of the transmitter, the people can always use a 4 to 20 milliamps. Is there any significance for 4 to 20 milliamps? Why there is a need for a current? Why not voltage? Anybody? Any idea? Why we are always preferring a current transmission? Why not voltage transmission? Any idea? I think there is a no possibility to participant to interact. I think so. Okay, no problem. So the 4 to 20 milliamps, the current, because the current will always preferred for a long distance communication because it's less susceptible to a noise. Okay, that's a main advantage. Suppose if you are transmitting a signal by means of a voltage, okay, probably it will have many pickups, electromagnetic pickups. Okay, so even what will happen, the amplitude will distort, okay, as a distance increases. You may not get a original signal. So like that, lot of issues may happen if you can transmit by using a voltage, okay, for a long distance. So instead of that, the people always use a current transmission. Okay, it can always prefer for a long one, but the preference will be a 4 to 20 milliamps. Okay, that's what a 4 is because of a live zero, dead zero. I hope many of them you know. Okay, so because of to retain a linear range, there may be a 4 to 20. That's what they are using a 16 milliamps span. Okay, so this is basically a DCS architecture. So first one, the instrumentation, next is control level, supervised level, management level. Okay, so okay, so the next we'll discuss different parts of your DCS, distributed control system. You have a LCU. Sometimes the people called as a FCU also. It's a local control unit or a field control unit. Okay, it is basically, even you can say it is basically a heart of your distributed control system. It's a very important part because all the control algorithm, okay, like PID algorithm, you want to write V of t is equal to Kc into E of t plus 1 by Ti integral E of t dt plus Td into dE by dt. So like that you are implementing a PID algorithm plus bias. Okay, or if you want to do a discrete mode, V of k is equal to Kc into E of k plus T by Ti, okay, summation of E of k plus Td by T, you are doing a E of k minus E of k minus 1. So like that you are doing V of plus bias, V of 0. Okay, so like that if you want to do in a discrete mode of operation. So everything you can do it in your local control unit. That's what it is called as a heart of your distributed control system. It can be able to control the entire plant. It's maybe a temperature, it's maybe a temperature control system, pressure control system, flow control system, or combination of flow and level. So like that, if you can use any type of a control system, it's maybe a simple feedback or feed forward or a cascade ratio. So everything you can able to design your control algorithm by means of your LCU. That's what is very important. It's like, heart of distributed control system. Even it can able to vary the parameters also. Okay, PID controller. Okay, depends upon your operating condition. Okay, you can vary the Kc value, you can vary the Ta value, you can vary the Td value. Okay, because of this operation condition, okay, you can able to do that. Okay, this is all the advantage if you can use a local control unit. Okay, the next one is low level human interface. Okay, the people like, diploma or IT engineers, they can interact with that your LCU. They can change the tunable parameter. They can change a smaller variation. They can always attentive with respect to alarm, annunciator. So this type of things, okay, they can able to change. Okay, that can be done by means of your LLHF. Okay, then input output units. Okay, it's maybe analog input or it's maybe a digital input. Okay, discrete input also. Okay, so it's a basically DIDO, data input, data output unit. Okay, it's maybe analog or it's maybe a digital also. The next one is high level human interface. They can able to decide what is the optimal set point for every regulatory level PID controller. So everything it can able to do by means of a HLHI. Okay, and HLCD. So they can able to tell, okay, compute a very complex controllers, complex optimization algorithms. So everything they did in a high level computing device. Again, sharing of information from a process to controller, controller to process. That should be a dedicated process. Okay, so that can be done by means of a shared communication facility. And also there will be information transfer from your controller to your process. Okay, so maybe you can for a monitoring purpose, you can storage purpose, historical analysis. So now what will happen from this process? Okay, these two, you are connecting to internet or wireless devices, IIoT devices and other thing. It can directly transmit this information through a cloud. Okay, even you can do a storage in a cloud nowadays. Okay, even you can compute, you can analyze your data in a cloud computing. Okay, that's a very good area. So like that, you can have a different part of your distributed control system. Okay, so you have a LCU or a FCU, local control unit or a field control unit. You have a low level human interface. You have a data input output, high level human interface, high level computing device, and a shared communication facility. Okay, these are all that. And these are the part of your LCU. Okay, you have a CPU, RAM. It's like, one processor, what it should have. It should have both analog as well as a digital input output. There are some requirement, okay, for your LCU. Okay, the main requirement, if you want to choose one particular LCU for your one, there should be a flexibility of changing controller configuration. Okay, you can, whether you can able to change your Kc value, Ta value, Td value, or sometimes what will happen, your optimal set point value. Okay, so the inner loop configuration, I can change my span of my alarm. Okay, and annunciator. So everything I can able to change. Okay, sometimes I can use P controller, sometimes I can use PA controller, sometimes I can use PID, sometimes I can use a 2-level controller or 3-level controller. Okay, sometimes I can use a cascade controller, I can combine with the cascade and ratio controller, feed forward, feedback. So like that, I can do it in a different way. Okay, so that's what you can say, flexibility of changing controller configuration. Depends upon your requirement, depends upon your thing, you can able to change. Okay, that's what you have flexibility, changing controller configuration. So the next one is even you can use without a computer interface. Okay, computer expert. Okay, without a computer expert, can you able to see that? For example, that's what normally this example I will normally give. So you purchased a one washing machine for your home. Assume that it is a beautiful washing machine, it is working fine, but every time, but you are an engineer, you know how to do a microcontroller programming. Okay, so every day if you want to operate that particular washing machine, you have to do a microcontroller programming. Even though you are good, okay, one day it's maybe easy for you, but every day you become a thing. Okay, even the people doesn't know about a particular knowledge, then what they will do? So that's what, even without a computer expert, without a programming knowledge, people has to operate. Okay, that's always you have to maintain. Okay, so the next one is the ability to bypass the controller in case it fails. Suppose one LCU fails, you should not make the entire plant to a shutdown, or you should not make entire LCU to do a some issues. LCU should not be shut down. Okay, in that case, okay, automatically what will happen? The people has to take over. Okay, so automatically another LCU has to take over. That's what a fourth point. Okay, in case if it is not available, at least you have to control by means of a manually. There may be a provision should be there. Okay, so the next one is the even one LCU nowadays communicating with the another LCU, like you are sending SMS, hello, how are you? Fine, I am fine, how are you? Like that, every LCU is sending information to the other LCU whenever they are in a healthy. Okay, so they are in a healthy, that information can be able to transfer. Okay, so these are all the some of the things which is happening. What is the requirement of your LCU, local control unit? Okay, so that's what, yeah, what is the security objective is you have to maximize availability of automatic control. So don't make it as manual. So everything make it as automatic. Less human interference. Naturally, you can have a more productivity, more quality product. Okay, it will be ensured. Mass production, cheaper. So these are all advantage. Okay, why the people go for a automatic control? Why there is a need for a automation? So everything. So the maximize the availability of automatic controller. Okay, that is more important. The next one is, if suppose a backup control fails, okay, you have to make sure that you have to control by means of manually. So the manual control should be there. Okay, the failure of backup control, make sure that it allows the manual control. In case failure of both manual and the auto control, okay, at least you have to shut down a process in a safe manner. That's what whenever you go for industry, okay, the people talk about a startup interlock, shutdown interlock, operational and a maintenance. Okay, so during a startup, I have to do some sequential operation. So the PLC is more effective, even a safety PLC. Okay, so it is very famous in a both startup as well as a shutdown of a plant. Okay, then in the case of operational or maintenance, mostly the people will always prefer distributed control system. Okay, so the maximize the availability of automatic control. In case failure of a backup control, the manual can take over. In case the failure of both manual and automatic, then naturally what will happen? Your plant always shut down in a safe manner. Otherwise, what will happen? In a bhopal. Okay, that should not be another tragedy. Even okay, after a lockdown, people started industry even in Andhra. Okay, sudden leakage happened in a big plant. Okay, that kills more and more people. Okay, so the basically these are all the very challenges which always posed to a community, industrial community, to solve all the problem. That's what interlock is very powerful. Okay, even what will happen around 90s. Okay, so the water level suddenly entered in a Reliance Jamnagar industry for around 300 centimeter. Okay, you see that it's like, more than 12 feet water is coming. Okay, so what you have to do? Nothing. Okay, so you may not control nothing. First, you have to secure your plant. Okay, in a safe manner or a orderly manner. That is more important. You have to make all the loops in a safe mode, and then you have to maximum extent. Okay, you have to shut down your plant in a safely manner. Try your maximum. Automatically, this particular interlock. Okay, so that will comes into the picture whenever there is a abnormal happen. Okay, so that's what normally this is all the hierarchy. You can have a manual backup, you have a standby backup or redundant control, and sometimes you can have a multiple active controller also. Okay, so manual backup, standby redundant, or multiple active. Whenever the cost is acceptable, or you are doing a critical information. Okay, sometimes by means of a safety point of view, sometimes it's like, by operational comfort point of view, some of the loops become a critical, some of the loops may be a non-critical also. So in that scenario, okay, so you can have a multiple active controller instead of only a two controller. Okay, so that's a major concept. Okay, so the language which is used in a distributed control system, it's like, functional block. Okay, you can have a functional block. Okay, so how to configure a transmitter, how to configure a controller, everything. Okay, sometimes you can have a software tag also, sometimes you can have a hardware or a real tag also. Okay, so depends upon your requirement, you can use it. Okay. So this is a pH process. Okay, you have a acid tank. Okay, it is available in our laboratory. You have a base tank. Okay, you have a motor. Okay, so what it will do is it will pump acid to a on a mixing tank. Again, another motor. Okay, it's pump a base to your tank, and the mixing will be taken place. Okay, the main advantage why this is, even though it looks like a very simple process, okay, but main advantage is your static characteristics of pH will be like this. Okay, it's a very difficult to control. You can have a different operating point, you have a different behavior. Okay, even you can have a piecewise, still there will be a lot of changes between every region also. Okay, controlling this type of a plant with a specified performance specification, it always challenge to your control community. Okay, so that makes why not we can do a automation. Okay, so that's a basic pH, and we did both ratio controller, cascade controller, feed forward controller, etc. Okay, you have a both functional instruction. This is a typical PID block. Okay, you have a one input from your power transmitter. You have a one input from your flow transmitter. Okay, So and then it can be able to do that. Any problem, sir?
No, sir. No, nothing, sir.
Okay, okay. Somebody is okay. So you can have a okay. You can have a level transmitter here. You have a flow transmitter. Okay, you have a PID controller. It can able to do a set point and then it can able to deliver how much it has to be delivered by acid tank and a base tank. Okay, so like that you can able to implement because it's a simple functional block instruction. It's become more user friendly. People can be able to do that. Okay, so that's all about your DCS. If you have any doubt, I am happy to answer. Okay, so any type of a continuous mode of operation normally we can do with a distributed control system. Okay, so the next one is like
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
What is the language which is used in DCS, sir?
functional block.
Functional block.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very simple, like you can have a pick and place. That's all. Okay, there will be a PID block will be there. You take PID block. There is a input block will be there. You can take and then place it.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So the next one we are planning to discuss. So far, the PLC is sorry, DCS is very famous for a continuous mode of control. Okay, that's the advantage. Okay, you can have a big plant. Okay, the plant is like an elephant. Okay, so the naturally the DCS will be a very best choice. You can have more than 100 variables. Okay, you can have a around 60 to 70 control loops. A big unit operation you want to monitor, you want to control, then naturally the best choice will be a distributed control system. But small during a starting operation, shutdown operation, or small I want to control in a discrete mode, the best one will be a PLC. Okay, so normally because of the technology advancement, so normally the earlier and all we'll see PLC like a cat and DCS like a elephant. Now because of the technology advancement, the cost reduction, the cat is behaving like a elephant also. Okay, that's happening now. Okay, so PLC is an industrial control device designed specifically for controlling a machine and a process. Okay, so by means of a stored program. Okay, so you are creating basically PLC, very famous language will be a ladder logic. Even though there are different languages there, among it still the people preferred. Okay, the language will be a ladder logic because the reason is also very simple. Around the 80s, okay, while they are converting from a relay mode to a PLC. Okay, the people has used relay logic. Okay, so the conversion from a relay logic to a ladder logic, it's a direct extension. So there is no need for training a manpower for a new language. Okay, that's what it is basically a advantage why the PLC is becoming a very famous